What are Noobs with general disturbance? This is the 212A, the Tier 9 Soviet SPG, located on the south spawn of Abbey. It's under the command of Angelina75, and she's trying to win the contest for this weekend. Well, if you saw the last video, you'll know that Angelina ended up with a lower score than Talon, so Talon's in the lead at the moment. Angelina needs to get a better score so she can get the weekend lie-in. Now, 203mm howitzer, capable of doing 900 alpha, penetrating 52mm. She's lined herself up with the other side so she can get a shot onto that little spot where the tank destroyers go. That looks about right. Oh, reticule bloom, and we know where one of the Artys is now because we just saw it. Can we get a shot in this direction? He's hiding in that corner. She's dialing in. Nope, she's changed her mind. Has a quick look over by the river road, and there is an enemy tank there. It's a K91PT who's pulling off back rapidly under fire. Rounds out, bit late, but he gets a huge hit. 340 hit points of damage off a splash. The round landed next to him. And there's a T95 up there as well, the Doom Turtle. Well, she's rapidly reloading. Unfortunately, we don't have the reload times because I'm afraid we're having to use a client with no mods, so no information on that available. But we know that Angelina does normally have a reload time of about 30 seconds. Rounds out. Lands short, but there is some stun there. Now, one of the reasons why I like going down onto the west side of the map on this battle, on this particular spawn, is because you can shoot at both the tanks in both lanes coming towards you on the west side. Angelina's decided to actually move over to the other side of the cap so she can get better shots on the enemy up the east side on the river road. Of course, being in the 212A, you can use vents. And you can use Vent Purge to boost the reload time even more than usual. Okay, enemy tank destroyer Gorilla was just spotted there. Tier 10 game with Tier 9 tanks in it. That 268 is about to get a nasty shock. Rounds out. Direct hit right into his side for 322. I think he must have felt that because he's been stunned quite heavily, and yes, we're picking up loads of stuns here, so Angelina's going to be very happy about that. She's almost ready to fire again, which means that 268 is going to take another round onto his rear. Oh, she didn't get a chance to because the kill shot came from on M52, M55. The enemy's just lost the AMX-30, and now we're looking at an M48 pattern. She fires at him. And she gets a direct hit. She gave enough lead just to make sure that the M48 was side on when he took the round. And she's picking up loads of stun assist again. So look at this. She's racking it up. Just under 4k of stun assist so far this game. Only 1k of actual damage. But she's monstering the enemy team with the stun assist. And it really does help in the end. Okay, this corner we've got a cram bomb. Trying to use his gun depression on that corner. He gets stunned and splashed for 48. Right on the far side, we've got a TNH TVIS 51. Okay, I think we're getting a request for that a fire on the cram bomb. But oh, we've got two tanks here. We've got an AMX M451 as well. And he's gone. So it's just the TNH now. Now, if she fires that in, she might actually lose her chance to get a high caliber. But I don't think she's in the running for getting a high caliber, to be honest, because she doesn't have a huge amount of hit points. And I think some of our teammates have more. And they might appreciate, yes, they might appreciate some of their enemy tanks being stunned. Now, there's only, well, that's it. They've done it. They've just killed the cram barn, and that's the end of the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a very brief game. She managed to get a second-class tanker in that game, Angelina75, as well as a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. She got 5 exactly. And that matches what Talon managed to get with the last game. But this time round, she's got something else. She's got a Confederate as well, because every tank she hit, she didn't kill, but she certainly damaged them. And as a consequence, she ended up with a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on her team. And even though her win rate was low, because she didn't get a whole lot of chance to get some damage on the enemy, only 965 in the win rate, but she still came out with that Confederate, and that now beats Talon's score, which means that Angelina is in the lead. Well, we've got another replay from Angelina, so we'll just go through the team score and detail report first. You can see she didn't get a whole lot of damage, but she did get 1,173. Highest damage in the game went to the Object 277, followed by the Object 2684, and lastly the Object 705A, all the members of her team. So you see they were racking up massive amounts of damage. The T10 actually got a Spartan in that game as well. And when it came to kills, it's the Object 277 and the M53, M55 who got 3 kills. And I think the reason why he didn't get the Confederate in that game was because, yes, he hit 4 of the enemy and killed 3 of them. So he only did 1 difference, which meant obviously he was denied the Confederate, but he certainly did get a nice number of kills. And Angelina didn't get any kills at all, but as I said, that helped her to get the Confederate. And when it came to base XP, she's a little further up the table. She's higher than all the other members in the enemy team. And the high scorer was the Object 277 with 1,088, 970 for the 2684, 952 for the T10, and Angelina with 803. She fired only 5 rounds in the entire battle. Only 5! A ridiculously small number, but she got a Confederate out of it because she damaged more than 1 tank at the same time. 2 enemy direct hits and no penetrations, but 6 splash. So she did 1,173 hit points of damage, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 6 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, and 3,930 hit points of stun assist off 6 stuns. That's where she aced it. She really did well. She didn't get an ace tanker, but of course she did get that Confederate, and that's put her in the lead. 33,835 credits to the game after ammunition respawn took away a profit of 24,285 credits. 803 base XP times 2 for the first victory, 1,606 experience points altogether. So I'm sure she's very, very happy with that result, but can she get better? Because she needs to keep trying, because if she doesn't, Talon might pass her, and he could always get an ace tanker. If he does, he wins outright. So she needs to at least have a try and see if she can get a better score. Even if it's just a better win 8, that will give her a better chance of winning. So let's have a look at the second replay. On the second game, Angelina is on the south spawn of Serene Coast, and the game's underway. She's got some nice marks on the side of her vehicle. She's obviously been practicing these vehicles a lot, and she's landed a tier 10 game, so she's going to get extra XP. Looks like T92's going off to that corner. Angelina's gone down to this corner. Okay, ready to go. Now we've spotted a Leopard prototype trying to sneak up, but he did get spotted, and Angelina can probably land a round on him. Rounds out. Yep, she does. 417 hit points. That's a very bad hit for him, and she's picked up stun assist. Oh, even more, and that was the T92 just laying around in there as well, to make absolutely certain that guy doesn't come back to that corner. Yeah, I think that will have persuaded him. It's rather dangerous around here. Okay, one of our Leopard prototypes is actually watching that area, so if he does come back, he will get a nasty surprise. In the meantime, Angelina's just finishing off her load, dialing in on the Emil 2. Rounds out. Lands near him, but not on him. Okay, she's moved a little further over, and this means that she can get shots over onto the peninsula, as I like to call this area. Okay, that's 705 side on. Should be able to put a round into the side of him. Almost ready to go. Rounds out. Oh, right on top of his engine deck. Oh, he's not going to be happy about that one. It did land right on top of the engine deck. So, yes, he would have felt that. And it's a nice chunk of 381 hit points, but it wasn't a pen. So, obviously, he was very lucky. Oh, and I hear a rumble of... Yes, I just heard a rumble of Arty. And it looks like Angelina just suffered a stun from one of the enemy Arties. There's two Arties, an M53, M55, and the other one is a batch at 155, 58, so she needs to move. It looks like that's where the shell landed, just there. Is it me or something somewhere else? But she's moved away from that spot, and with good reason now, because it looks like they are trying to counter battery. Okay, she can just about make a shot on that 705. There's another tank off in the distance. It looks like it's a Leo as well. A Leopard. Might be able to get a shot on him. It's a Leopard prototype. Rounds out. He moves forward. Oh, and he takes a hit. 418, another good hit. And she's changing position again. Now, the enemy are fairly heavy on this side of the map. They're holding back, so I'm not too worried about those. I think for the moment there's an E50 turned up now. Now, as I've often said before, hit as many of the enemy as you can. And I think we're about to lose, yeah, we just lost our 705 because he drowned. Try and hit as many enemy tanks as you can. And that one just got hit by the T-92. The more enemy tanks you hit, the more chances you've got of getting a Confederate. Now, we're 2 down on the enemy at the moment, but it's still anyone's game. We're down 3,000 hit points, or 3,300, but it could change rapidly at any moment. Angelina's moving up quite a lot for an Arty, but she's confident she knows what she's doing, and I think she does have a good chance of earning a lot of XP from this one. Because remember, she's tier 9, she's bottom tier. 60 TP, almost dialed in. Rounds out. Oh! Well, it did stun them. Changing position. Don't want to get seen by that 257 if you can help it. But I think he's in a dip, so I'm not sure they can see him. The M103 is holding the other ones back. She hasn't got a shot on them. And I don't think she can get a shot unless she gets a lot closer. But we just saw where one of the enemy RT was. He's in the bushes at the back of the enemy cap area. He went to the same old place. Meanwhile, Angelina trying to get the Centurion Action 10. Changes position again. She's got lots of teammates around her, so even if the enemy does try to counter battery, they're gonna have a hell of a job trying to pin her down, because she's not staying in the same place for too long. I guess that when she was stunned the previous time, it was because the enemy was looking in the most likely spots for an enemy Arty. And in fact, actually, the T-92 HMC has now moved around the corner, and he's occupying the same spot that Angelina was in, so he might actually get counter batteried if he's not careful. I suppose the saving grace for him is he's aiming out onto the peninsula, and the enemy is actually coming in from that direction. Can we get a shot on the 705? Maybe, if he comes around. Oh, enemy tank! Rounds out. And she gets some damage, 186, it all counts. Well, we're only one tank down from the enemy at the moment, so again, still anyone's game. But this is the moment when Arty can have a real effect upon the battle, because the more damage that Arty does to these vehicles, the more likely our guys are going to get a chance. Now, she's got a red line at the moment. Something is blocking her shot, and I think it's because she's too close to the rock in front. Yep, there you go. Has to change position, otherwise She won't get a shot. Now she can't go too far up the west side this time because the Carrow is the next teammate to the enemy. And he's not that far away. But she might get a shot at that Heshbon because he wasn't too far off. And she might be able to hit this 257 and persuade him to go in the opposite direction. There is a wreck there for a Leopard prototype. Well, looks like she got a hit in the 257. Okay, the Carrow's going up to have a look, and he's got the GSOR for company now. We've got two enemy tanks, but they're just too close. And unfortunately, we just lost the T-30. They're just way too close to us now for us to loop a shell over the rock. So she needs to start aiming north. I think the 257 pulled back after Angelina hit him. And there he is. Yes, he pulled back round the corner. He obviously didn't like that shot, and he's lost some hit points. Okay, let's put a round in there. Oh, he's gone! And now Angelina can move up the west side, because it's only the A phase 1, and then we've got the enemy at the cap area, and now we're 2 up on the enemy, which means they're suffering, and their Arty's trying to hit the Carrow. If Angelina moves up the west side and gets fairly close to the C1, she should be able to not only hit the AE phase 1, but she might actually be able to hit the enemy Arty in the corner. And the GSOR's coming up behind him. Angelina trying to search for a target. She's found the 705. She hit him before, remember? She tried to dial in, but couldn't dial in time. But she is virtually dialed in now. Rounds out. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit the 705, but it was a good shot all the same. Okay, we've got the A phase 1. He's hiding behind that rock. He knows that he's Arty unsafe. There's the Striv 1030. Now she can definitely hit him, but she's still a few seconds away from loading, and he's just gone out of siege mode. Then jump to the GSOR. She's fully dialed in. Rounds out. Direct hit. 563. Good hit. She actually picked up 343. I think she picked up something else there. Some stun assist. That's what it was. Okay, that Striv's in deep trouble now. GSOR's having a bit of fun at his expense. And he's about to go. There's not much he can do, and he's gone. And that's it. They've done it. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was another second-class tank of angelina75 in the 212A. She managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one she got 8, and she got another Confederate, but this time round she hit more of the enemy than anyone else, and not only did she hit a lot of enemies, she got a high win rate as well, 2,837, so which I do think actually gives the game to Angelina. It gives her the weekend lion, because she has got the better score than Talon at the moment. So very well done to Angelina. There's only a few hours left until the lion happens, so I'm going to be posting this replay. And it's probably going to be watched after she's having the lion this weekend. Unfortunately, she did have a death in the family, so unfortunately, yes, it's been a bit hard for everyone in the family just recently. But it'd be nice for her to have a weekend lion, because she missed out on it last week, had to chase round after Remy. But this time, it's Talon who has to chase round, and Remy will be watching these replays because they're going up on the channel for tomorrow morning. Anyway, let's have a look at the team score. Well, the highest damage in that game went to the 114 SP2, which I think is a new tank which came in just recently. Got a high caliber for 5,070 hit points. The second highest damage in the game went to the 60 TP, the Polish tier 10, with 4,955. That's the enemy one. And the third highest damage in the game went to Angelina with 3,412. So she really was doing well with that game. A huge amount of damage. Very nicely played. And we can see that GSOR a little further down the table picked up a patrol duty as well for spotting all the enemy tanks and giving Angelina such good targets to fire at. When it came to kills, it was between the 114 SP2 and the Leopard 1. Both managed 4 kills apiece. 2 kills went to the T92 HMC, the Caro 45 ton, and also to the Object 705 and Striv 1030 on the enemy team. Angelina didn't get any kills, but I don't see if she cares because she got that Confederate, and of course that counts towards the win. When it came to base XP, it was the GSOR and did the best with 1166, and that's because he did 4,437 hit points of spotting assist in that game, and a lot of that happens to come from Angelina hitting the enemy and him getting up the spotting assist out of it as well, so very nice for him. The second highest base XP is Angelina with 898, and the third is the 114 SP2 with 892. Angelina fired 12 rounds in this game, so only got 5 shots off in the last one, but in this one 12 rounds, 6 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations but 12 splash, damage of 3,412 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. She did receive 1 hit by way of splash damage from one of the enemy Arty. Did work out where she was, but she kept relocating after that, and there was no chance they were going to find her. 8 enemy vehicles were damaged, none were killed. 2,175 hit points of stun assist off 12 stuns. Very good. She earned 36,912 credits from the game, 40,000 for completing a mission, 76,912 altogether, and after repair and ammunition resupply, yes, she did take some damage from, I think it was from the splash, 53,710 credits profit. 898 base SP, times 2 for the first victory, 1,796 experience points altogether. She says sharing the Arty love. Yes, exactly. That's the way I feel. I know a lot of tank drivers don't like Arty, but we're only spreading our love on everyone around the battlefield and helping our team to win. And I'm sure they do appreciate it. If we do a good job, then you do get thanks from some Arty players, and or some thanks from the tank players rather. But I've actually, as an Arty player, I've actually thanked some of my teammates for giving me great spotting, which means that I can get hits on the enemy and then indicate which targets I want them to hit next. And if they do that, then obviously the battle runs very, very quickly indeed with very high scores and everybody's happy. I hope you enjoyed that replay, or those pair of replays. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And we'll be back with more replays very shortly. We're actually having a bit of a problem with what replays at the moment. I don't know if you've noticed it, but we're not having a lot of luck downloading replays from the What Replays site, but we are able to download from the Salty Jedi site and the other associated channels which are located in the UK. So I recommend, if you do have a replay for us, put it up on Salty Jedi What Record site, because if you send it anywhere else, we might not be able to download it. But anyway, hopefully they'll cure that problem soon, but I think it's actually related to what's going on in Ukraine. And thank you for watching.